How's it going, everyone? Very ironic that I recently did a video talking about, man, Helldivers 2 doing such a great job, built a lot of goodwill in 2024. Yeah, they made some blunders, but they ultimately course-corrected, and they've just been doing a great job with their updates. Well, now we do have something that is making Arrowhead Games and Helldivers 2 get absolutely bashed. You know, at a surface level, you would think I would be incredibly excited for a Helldivers 2 x Killzone crossover. Love me some Killzone. If you're familiar with this channel, how long have I been complaining about a Killzone 2 remaster? I think, well, yo, we might be approaching a decade. We might be approaching a decade of me complaining about a Killzone 2 remaster, but I digress. We're getting a Helldivers 2 crossover, which is really cool. Some cosmetic items, however, these price points got people up in arms, and the fact that there is a bit of FOMO baked into it, that is something that is going to get people upset. If you go on over to the tweet that Helldivers 2 put out, dispatch from Acquisition Center Superstore to celebrate your heroics in liberating the voteless from their tortured existence, we're bringing to the table our first official crossover, Helldivers x Killzone. Super exciting stuff, and kind of came out of nowhere as far as doing a crossover almost a year after its initial release, 10 months after its initial release. We are getting the first major crossover, but you'll see in responses, dog, what are these prices? One armor set costs the same as half of a war bond, not worth the cost. Somebody else noted remove the time limit, remove the FOMO, keep the prices. So, you know, I will agree with many here, the prices are far too high for this. $800 for the full set would be fair. Also, for anyone who says it's free, your time is the most valuable and irreplaceable thing you have, and many don't want to spend it grinding, and this is disappearing in 5 days. I think that is such a good point. You know, a lot of things in life are tied to time, and realize that money at the end of the day, it's just currency. Time is currency. These are all things that are value, and if you put a gateway into getting a certain item that requires you investing a lot of time, that is still value that they're taking. A lot of people don't want to spend that kind of time grinding to get content like this, but they want the content, but you should have it manageable as well. And the thing is, with a crossover like this, it's always going to get a little bit interesting because it's not just Arrowhead that is making the decision. Now, this is a PlayStation published game. Helldivers 2 is a PlayStation published game. However, when it comes to pricing things like core mechanics like a war bond and how that is going to be designed fundamentally into the game, based on what I know, Arrowhead was given a lot of leeway and they had a lot of range to do what they want. Once you're coupling in an established PlayStation franchise and an established PlayStation IP, I would imagine, and I don't know if this is the case, I would imagine PlayStation would have a little bit more of a say. Again, maybe this is all Arrowhead's decision making. I just know, and maybe this is me being a little bit too pessimistic, PlayStation necessarily hasn't had the best interest of the consumer in mind a lot. That this, to me, reeks a little bit more of PlayStation, but it could just be something with Arrowhead, you know, not pricing this at a level that people want, and maybe some people will be fine with the price, and with the crossover content, it's always gonna be premium content. Like, when you're involving in another IP, I don't know the exact terms and conditions attached to all of that, but that is going to be sold at a premium. Stellar Blade just had a crossover with Nier Automata, and that was sold at $9.99 for cosmetic items. This is going to be sold at a premium. And to go over the official post, because there's a lot of information here that I think is worthwhile to take a look at. Greetings, Helldivers. We hope you're having an awesome time with Omens of Tyranny and are busy maintaining sweet liberty in a star system near you by offering the undemocratic Illuminate hordes another way of life, death. To celebrate your heroics in liberating the voteless from their tortured existence, we're bringing to the table our first official crossover, and it's a super cool one. We decided a long time ago to do crossovers only if and when they make perfect sense for the game. So in that spirit, we're hyped to announce our very first crossover, Killzone 2. Helldivers 2 x Killzone 2 brings to a new tier of special premium content reserved for collaborations and other uniquely themed work. Our plan is to offer you something distinct and special. High Command informs us that beyond the Superstore content, there's also an additional Killzone 2 reward for all Helldivers depending on your success in the Galactic War. So I do like this idea of including a themed event that is a crossover with the game. Love it. At a For a game like this, love the crossovers, and there are so many PlayStation IPs to utilize that this, if executed correctly, I think could add a whole new layer to Helldivers 2 and get people even more invested into the game. Meanwhile, on the subject of the Superstore, in the interest of relentless democracy, we regularly run surveys on Discord and Reddit. Based on your feedback, we feel we can improve how the Superstore currently works. Right now, many of you feel the items are in rotation for too short of a time, and that you sometimes miss out on that killer look you had your eyes on. At the same time, the more things we add to the store, the longer it takes to come back into rotation. As we're not quite ready to roll out the full redesign, we're gonna temporarily test longer rotations with Killzone, which will stick around for 5 days per page instead. There will be 2 pages for items to explore. Hopefully it rotates back in with a crossover. I don't know how that's gonna be handled as far as rotating these items back in. After this, the page rotation will go back to its usual cadence, and we will be asking for your feedback on our test. If you think this is too short or want us to look into bringing items for other longer periods, we'll ask again in future surveys. Have fun, turn back those Illuminate incursions, and give them Helldivers. So you've got an armor set, you've got the primary weapon, you've got a player banner, you've got a cape, the Strength in Our Arms cape, and the player title. And let's quickly look through the comments section, because this comment section has 1,100 comments on the Steam community page. You want to know how much the recent patch updates have had? Well, you had 83 on one patch, 299 on another patch, and then the big update that came out had 654 patch. So the Killzone 2 crossover has 1,100 comments on the Steam community page. Let's just look at it, and again, it's a lot of people being excited over it, and then there is a lot of people saying that it is too expensive, more monetization, WTF is this? So yeah, there's a lot of pushback as far as this crossover. The crossover itself is incredibly exciting, don't get me wrong, but I totally understand the monetization being a little crazy as far as that's concerned. And actually, the game just fell on Steam as I'm recording this video from overwhelmingly positive reception. 95% positive to very positive reception. That's unfortunate. And yeah, the recent reviews looking at it from a negative standpoint, it does feel like it is because of the Superstore items. Yup, negative review. Pricing for the new Superstore items is ridiculous. The Illuminate update is fantastic. However, then this user goes on to talk about the Killzone price, the price structure, and the FOMO rotation. FOMO is just one of the negative reviews. Helldiver warning, you are in range of a slippery slope. You are in range of a slippery slope. So game's getting quite the pushback right now. Hopefully, you know, they will course correct. They've been really good at listening to fan feedback. They had a whole 60-day plan, and you know, when PSN account linking went down, they course corrected on that. It's just interesting because this is a crossover and their first one that I don't know if they're gonna adopt different lines of thinking as far as that's concerned. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Definitely interested to hear your guys' opinions as far as the pricing is concerned. Sound off down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.